Hey folks, how we doing? Mr. Carter here, ready to help you with Fluency and Skills Practice Lesson 22.3. So go ahead and put your name on this if you haven't yet, and let's begin. Alright, so this one is subtracting fractions in line plots. So for these problems here, we're going to be doing a lot of subtracting. So let's look at the data below to help us answer the question. So Jill grows plants in her greenhouse. The heights of the plants are shown in the line plot. So the title here is plants. These are all her plants, and these are the different heights in inches. So like she has one plant that's 4 1/4 inches tall, and then she has two plants here that are 4 3/4 inches tall, and so on. All right, what's the difference between the heights of the tallest and the shortest plants? So if I'm looking at the data, so the tallest plant is 6 3/4. Now a common mistake might be to not look at the data and just go 7, because that's the largest number on our line plot, and take away 4, but that's not correct, because Jill doesn't have any plants that are 4 inches tall or 7 inches tall. So you have to look at where the data is. So we're going to take 6 3/4, and we're going to subtract it, that's the tallest plant, from the shortest plant, which is 4 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and take my whiteboard here, because with subtraction I need a little bit more space. Okay, so again, we're going 6 3/4, and I stack these like I would a traditional subtraction problem with whole numbers. So with 6 3/4, take away 4 1/4. Okay, so we start with our fractions. So we go 3/4, take away 1/4. Well, that leaves us with 2/4. And then we subtract our wholes. So 6 take away 4 is 2. So our answer is 2 2/4 inches tall. All right, so let me transfer that to my paper. All right, so it's 2 2/4 inches. Okay, so that's the difference, again, between the tallest and the shortest plant. All right, Jill, let's take a look at this one, sells plants when they are 5 2/4 inches tall. How many inches do the plants that are 4 3/4 inches tall need to grow before they can be sold? Okay, so for this one, we don't really need to look at any of the data. We just need to say, okay, well, she sells them at 4 2/4 inches tall. How many more inches do these plants need to go? So we're just going to subtract 5 2/4, take away 4 3/4. So again, let's look at do this on the whiteboard. All right, so let me zoom out. So we're going, again, 5 2/4. I'm stacking these, and I'm putting my fractions below the fractions and my whole numbers underneath the whole numbers. So 5 2/4, take away 4 3/4. Okay, so we start with our fractions, and here we have 2/4, take away 3/4. Well, we can't do that, right? Because we only have 2/4, and we need to take away 3/4. So we need to trade. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this 5 holes, and we're going to trade one hole. Okay, and then that one hole is going to be 4/4 plus the 2/4 that we have here, right? Okay, so we have a total now of 6/4. So we're just going to cross this out, and I'm going to go 6/4. Probably just erase that. Yeah, let me do that. So now we have 6/4. Okay, so now we can subtract 3/4. So 6/4, take away 3/4. Well, that leaves us with 3/4. And then 4 take away 4 is 0. And we don't really write a 0 here. We just leave it as 3/4. So that's our answer for question 2. I'll transfer that to this paper. So it's 3/4 inches. All right. All right. Number 3. What's the difference between the two most common plant heights? So now we got to look at our data. So just scanning my line plot, I could see that the two most common are the ones with 3 x's, right? So that's 6 3/4. There's 3 plants at that height. And then over here, 5 2/4 is the also very common, right? She's got 3 plants at 5 2/4. So those are the two most common plant heights. So we're going to go 6 3/4, take away 5 2/4. So again, let's do that on the whiteboard. So we're going 6 3/4 minus 5 2/4. And again, I'm lining up my fractions and my whole numbers. So for this one, we don't have to do any trading. We just go, because we have 3/4 and we're just taking away 2/4, so we can do that. That leaves us with 1/4, and then 6 take away 5 is 1 whole. So our answer is 1 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to transfer that to the paper. So 1 1/4 inches. And don't forget to write inches. That's important to have the unit of measurement here. Okay. So go ahead and pause the video, and there is a back to this. So there's a brand new line plot back here with some more questions. So before I send you off to do that on your own, let's go through what this line plot is showing. So Miss Benner has her art class make beaded lanyards. The lengths of the lanyards are shown on the line plot. So these are lanyards, and these again are the length of the lanyards in inches. Okay, and there's some questions on that. So go ahead and take a minute to do that, and we'll go over the answers in a minute. All right, welcome back. So question 4 is asking you, so what is the difference between the lengths of the longest and shortest lanyards? So again, looking at the data, the longest lanyard here is 7 7/8, right? So this is the longest one. Again, not 8, because there's no lanyard, there's no X's here, right? So here's the longest lanyard, 7 7/8, and the shortest lanyard is 6 1/8. So when I go 7 7/8, take away 6 1/8. Well, you start with your fractions. 7/8, take away 1/8. You're left with 6/8, and then 7 take away 6 is 1. So the answer there is 1 6/8 inches. All right, number 4. So Bennett's lanyard is 1 4/8 inches shorter than the longest lanyard. So we got to find the longest lanyard. And that we just did here is 7 7/8, right? And it's 1 4/8 inches shorter than that. So we got to go 7 7/8, take away 1 4/8. So if I did that, so 7 7/8, take away 1 4/8. So again, start with your fractions. 7/8, take away 4/8 is 3/8. 7 take away 1 is 6. So the answer there is 6 3/8. And again, it's inches. Molly's lanyard is 1 2/8 inches shorter than the second longest lanyard. Okay, so how long is Molly's lanyard? So again, looking at our data, this is the longest, right? 7 7/8. But the second longest is this bunch of lanyards here, and that is 7 5/8. So you got to go 7 5/8, because again, this would be the first longest, and then this is the second longest. So 7 5/8, take away 1 2/8. It's right here. So 7 5/8, take away 1 2/8. So you go 5/8, take away 2/8, leaves you with 3/8, and 7 take away 1 is 6. So the answer there is, again, 6 3/8 inches. All right. So question 7, everyone's going to have a different answer to that. So have fun just choosing one of these problems and using a different strategy. Maybe it's a number line to subtract, or maybe you draw a model of some sort. Okay? All right. Well, hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, reach out to your teacher. Take care.